Hey, this Tony Gasson here. Listen to me. Tell y'all something. And this is what I try to tell people all the time. Try to get people to understand. Like, when you speaking from somewhere, you got to be validated to be able to speak from somewhere. So, the reason why I speak up and I give women the game is because I was a womanizer. And if you meet me, if you sit around me, if you talk to me, then you going to feel my energy. And when you hear my story, then you're going to know that what I tell you is true. And because I was a womanizer, I speak up and I give women the game so that they don't get played by grown boys, suckers, and punks like I was. Now, on the flip side today, what you see is you see men who were overlooked by women, men who were bullied by women, picked on, talked about. They are speaking up for men and they teaching men to dog women out basically. And they teaching men how to dog women out. Then what you're gonna see is you're gonna see women. What I'm starting to see now is women who were overlooked by men who no man has ever said this woman is beautiful or gorgeous. Now I'm starting to see women like that come out and take up for men and speak up for men and basically say, the man is the boss. The man is the head. Let the man run things. Listen, as men, we already know that God has given us dominion over earth. We already know that God made us the head of a household. We already know that our wives are to submit to us. But see, what we fail to realize is that we are supposed to submit to God, that we have to be in submission to something as well. And what we fail to realize is that leadership is not dictatorship. And this is why I tell women all the time, don't ever tell a man you love him first. Don't ever shoot your shot at a man. Because the thing with men is we don't know how to appreciate. We don't know how to reciprocate. See, when a woman does something first, what a man gonna do is he gonna get complacent. He's gonna get complacent and he gonna kick his feet up. That's why the woman wrote the book that men love the B word. Men love bees. Cause what she was saying, I ain't even read the book, but I just know by the title. What she was saying is if you nice and you subservient to a man who has not shown you that he loves you and he cares for you and that he all in, you going to get ran slap over. And so now it's women out here that are pandering to men. Because when a man who has a history of being a toxic, abusive man comes out and speaks up on behalf of women to say, hey, this is what you got to look out for. This is what you got to be prepared for. Y'all got to forgive me, I had something on my shirt. Then men say, I'm pandering to women. Instead of protecting women, instead of, looking out for women, it's pandering. It's called pandering to women. But then those same women, those same men will go to a woman's page who is saying, the man is the boss, the man is the head, a man shouldn't put a woman on a pedestal, a man shouldn't do this. And they will tell that woman, they won't say to that woman, oh, you pandering to us. They'll say, oh, we need more women like you. Oh, we love you. And this is just coming from people not understanding human nature. People not like, a man does not need an advantage. We don't need no advantage. Like we take what we want. A man take what he want or he earn what he want. Like look at history. A man ain't got to be given nothing. A man ain't got to be given nothing. A man has to earn respect, not be given respect. You got to earn respect as a man because if you just come up and you just give respect to a man, you're going to get punked. You're going to get bullied. You're going to get taken advantage of. Like when you look at what the country did, when you look at what countries do, what they do, they go to another country and they take what they want. Who hit the button? Who called the shot? A man. Men take what they want, or they earn what they want. So if when you look at sex trafficking, who you think started sex trafficking? Who you think running this? Men. Nah, it's gonna be a few. It's gonna be some women that get in and stop caring about other women, and they start thinking about their money. But even those women are being submissive and subservient to these devilish men. When you look at the strip clubs, who started this? Who running this? Men. When you see these billionaires and these multimillionaires and they around here sleeping with 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old girls and 10, 12-year-old boys, what in the world make a woman think that a man need her to pander to him, to lay out the red carpet for him? As men, we got to earn our keep. We got to earn a woman's heart. We don't need to be given no type of leeway to where we already going in and taking a woman's heart. Like, listen, it's some of the nicest men that you done met have been accused of the R word. Some of the nicest men you done met have R word a woman. I'm talking about, I know guys that done been accused of the R word. And guess what? I believe it. I believe it because I'm a man and I understand the nature of man. I understand the nature of man. Like, I'm around men. Like, this is the thing that women don't understand. Women do not understand men. That's why I tell women, don't leave your child with no man alone. Because of how we wired, because of how we built. Yeah, you could take a gamble, but that child gonna go through some things, and that child gonna go through some things that child never gonna remember. If it's a baby, that child gonna go through some things that child ain't gonna remember. That child ain't gonna be able to talk about. But listen, men know men, and there's men that come on here who are guilty of what I'm talking about, and they try to play stupid in the comments. And it's just like these men. When I did the video on the 5 things a woman should never tell a man, the reason why I know a woman shouldn't tell a man those things on the first date, in the beginning of a relationship, because I know men gonna take advantage. Because I was that man. Because I played the game. Now, when you got the real simps, meaning the guys who they is getting overlooked and they getting treated like lames, them guys, they getting mad. They getting mad at because of, oh, I want to know how many men a woman has slept with. Yeah, we all want to know that. You know why we want to know? So that we could judge her. So that we could put her in a box. But we don't want to know why. We don't want to know what led her to that point. We ain't trying to hear it was because she didn't have a father. It was because the first time she ever was with a man, it was taken from her. So she felt weak and vulnerable, like she could never say no to a man again. We don't want to know that. We don't want to take into consideration. We just want to know so we could use the information to our advantage. So what I'm coming to do is I'm coming to take away the advantage and to force men to have to get to know a woman authentically and organically. No, you don't get no cheat code into her life. No, you don't get no cheat code to her heart. No, you don't get no cheat code to do what you want to do. You got to get to know her, and you got to look at her the way God look at her. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to build with her. If you're looking at her like a pawn on your chessboard, if you're looking at her like your property, I just heard an idiot woman talk about, and yes, there's idiot women and there's idiot men. I just heard an idiot woman talking about, yeah, you know, a man is a boss of a woman. And if a man says we going out to dinner, the woman need to, you do what your boss says do. What she was talking about, she showed a story. Well, Steve Harvey talked about he flew Marjorie out to Cabo. I just flew my wife out to Cabo. And Steve say, yeah, we're going to dinner. And Marty said, I'm tired. I want to sleep. A lot of time when you travel, when you first get there, you be tired because you was up late the night before trying to get ready, getting everything ready, get everything packed. You get there, day of traveling, you tired, you want to lay down. It ain't no other reason to not want to go out to dinner other than being tired. So guess what? The lady talking about, oh, the man is the boss. When your boss tell you something to do at work, you do it. So what she don't understand, and y'all got to forgive me because I get upset about this stuff, and yeah, I call names when I get upset. What she don't understand is, and the fact that I call names both ways, that ought to cancel out any man calling me pandering to women. Cause I call out the idiot women just like I call out the idiot men. What this woman don't understand is your boss could tell you to jump off a bridge. Your boss could tell you to come in his office and get on your knees. Your boss could tell you to bring him your daughter. Your boss could tell you anything. You don't listen to no man or no woman just because they in a position of authority. Just because they finna come tell you something. You got to have common sense. So here we in Cabo. Guess what? The last 2 nights, my wife lay down because we been up. We been in the sun all day. It's 95 degrees. We in the sun all day. So when we go in the room, man, we tired. Yeah, I'm ready. My wife, she in the sun, baking, getting a tan. I'm up under the cover because I'm already tan. So we get in the house, she tired. But that's her MO. She tired all the time. Like right now, my wife sleep. I'm up working. My wife sleeping right now because I was just in there. She was up all day today cooking. She cooked all these different kind of meals. Yeah, for the people that, oh, you're a simp. Oh, you're a panderer. Yeah, my wife cooked. My wife in there on her feet all day cooking. So we laying in the bed, we looking at tennis, you know what I'm saying? We on the phone. She said, hey, are you busy? I said, no, not really. I'm sending an email. She said, would you mind massaging my foot? Because it just really hurt. I've been standing on it all day. And she's standing up cooking all day. Drove 2.5 hours to the airport to pick me up because I had to fly to a different airport. So I massage her feet. I'm massaging their foot. I'm massaging her feet and I'm watching TV at the same time. While I'm massaging the first foot, she fall out. She knocked out. So then I massage the other foot. She knocked out. Then I get up, and I get up. She kind of wake up, but then she keeps sleeping. So she's a sleeper. So we in Cabo. I think the last 2 nights or something like that, she was sleeping. She was tired. Now I'm sitting here, and I wasn't happy about her being sleepy, but I'm like, we on vacation. This vacation is for her to reset before we go back home. And now she got to be driving to school every day because she drive my sons to school 40 minutes every morning, then 40 minutes back, then 40 minutes to pick them up, 40 minutes back while I'm working. So I took her to Cabo 5 nights just to wind down, just reset, rejuvenate. So she go to sleep. So we sitting in the room. But I'm looking at her like, I'm like, this my wife. Like, I'm not finna say, hey, get up, we finna go to dinner because we on vacation. Get up, we finna go to dinner because you done paid for these new dresses. Hey, get up and go. So then I'm going to take my wife out to dinner while she got a headache. She tired. Her head, if her head hurts, she not going to be able to really eat. And so she literally fell asleep like 8 o'clock and slept through the night. And this was after she showered and did her hair and was laying in her robe and just say, I'm gonna sit here for just 20 minutes. I'm gonna just close my eyes for 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna get up and then get dressed so we could go to dinner and get our reservation because we had a reservation. When I seen how she was sleeping, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna let her sleep. So now here come this idiot woman online telling men you the boss of your woman. And if you say do this, you the woman supposed to do it. But then what she don't understand is because you know what? She's never been a man who done beat on a woman. She's never been a man who done took a woman innocence. She's never been a man, or she don't know a man who done put hands on a woman, who done took a woman innocence. She don't know a man who was a pimp, who was an organized pimp. She don't know a man who done cheated on a woman over and over and dogged women out. She don't know that. So
When you take and you give a man a license to control a woman, and you tell this man, you the boss of this woman, and what you say do, she got to do it. That's the dumbest thing you could say in your life. That's the dumbest thing you could say. You's a doggone fool, and you need to shut up. We do the last thing we need. Because this, listen, if I'm pandering to women, if that's what y'all want to call it, what is that going to do? What is that going to do? Make a woman have self-esteem? Make a woman know her worth? Make a woman not give her body away to a man who is not deserving of her body? Make a woman keep her sensitive information to herself until she comfortable with this man and she could see herself spending the rest of her life with him? Like, what does a woman owe a man to tell him how many men she has slept with when she don't even know this man? And so a guy come to me like, Tony, you said that the women, and you shouldn't be saying that because that ruined my relationship, because my girl, she lied to me about how many men she had been with. I say, that's your problem. For one, you asking her. I say, two, what she made the mistake is she told you a lie. I say, I didn't tell women to tell a man a lie. Don't tell a man you done slept with one man if you done slept with two men. If you don't want to tell a man how many men you done slept with, tell him like an IS is. It's none of your business. Point blank, period. So I said, I told the little man, I said, she should have told you it was none of your business, because it's not. What you need to do is be man enough to study her and get to know her, and then see how she deal with you, see how she treat you, and that's gonna let you know what type of time she on. But when you go in there and you don't have the ability to communicate and to build, so you go in there and you want a woman to read you her whole life story. Oh yeah, so how many men have you slept with? Okay, how many times have you sucked D? Okay, how many times have you ever did a threesome? Okay, have you ever been to the strip club? Okay, have you ever been had hands put on you and forgave the man? Have you ever been cheated on and forgave the man? That's sucker stuff. That's what I used to do when I was a punk. That's punk behavior. You supposed to get to know this woman for who she is. See how she treats you. See how she deal with you. Because she could have dealt with another man because he was a sucker. She could have dealt with him a certain way because he was a lame, because he was an abuser, because he was this, he was that. But that don't mean that's how she gonna deal with you. You got to get to know her for her. Just like she can't look at you, because she could look at you, a man, and be like, oh well, have a man ever molested you? And then you could mess around and that be a yes. So now she get up. Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna have to let you go because you living with too much trauma, and I just really don't know if you is gay or straight right now, because being that you was touched by a man, check please. When a woman asks a man, well, how many people have you slept with? It ain't a man in this world gonna tell the truth unless he a virgin. It ain't a man in this world. I had a little piece of paper counting names of how many women I slept with. Every time I sleep with a woman, I put a name on there. And that's because that's how we equated our manhood. Me and my boys, and every man I know, that's what we thought made us more of a man, the more women you could sleep with. I think I got the number 79. That's a real number. That's a number I remember. And I lost that piece of paper. I threw it away. So I stopped counting. I got to a point where I'm like, man, this is normal. This is just my life. I ain't keeping track no more. Like it don't really mean nothing. So I stopped counting, and I probably estimated that I slept with maybe another 30 women. And it could have been 10, could have been 50. But I estimated another 30 women. So that's why I say I slept with over 100 women. I don't know that actual number. But when a woman asked me, how many women have you slept with? I said 5. I talked to my homeboy one time. I said, man, hey, so when a woman asks you how many women you done slept with, because we asking them how many men have you slept with. So naturally, they're going to reverse that question. because now we done shown that this question is okay. He was like, man, my number is 12. I tell her 12. I'm like, well, you shooting kind of high, boy. I'm like, 12, boy, that's nasty. You know what we did was nasty, right? Like, you know we were nasty. You feel me? Like, so my wife, she never asked me. She never asked me. And when I asked her later, I said, why you never asked me how many women I slept with? She said, because I didn't want to know. I didn't. She was like, for one, I ain't want to know. Cause if I would have known, I wouldn't have dealt with you. And she said, two, I ain't want you to have to lie to me. So I said, all right. She just looked at me and kind of made an assumption and just said, she was 19 years old. I was her second real relationship. The guy she was with before me, they was together for like a year, maybe a little over a year. And they got together when she was probably 17 and a half, 18 and a half or something like that. Probably 17 and a half. And I met her when she was 19. So she really ain't know the game. And I knew she ain't know the game when I got close to her and got with her and we became intimate. I knew she didn't know the game. I knew she hadn't really been around. She hadn't been out there. Because you got to remember, I hadn't been out there. So I hadn't seen, and you could tell when a woman had been out there popping that thing. You could tell. She be knowing stuff. And so it was just one of them dynamics to where here I am. I was able to come in with all that game, all that talk game and play on her naivete and just kind of, it was that right there. So really, I don't deserve my wife. A man who saved himself for marriage or a man who had only been with one or two women deserve her. But see, the way we look at the world, we look at it to where a king sleep with 1,000 women, and then any new woman he bringing in, the king bringing in virgins. In the old days when you had kings, and then you got some women that's how they look at it too. Like this lady I just heard, and she's a Caucasian. She's a Caucasian, and I have seen a black lady too. The black lady though, she got twists in her hair. She got locks. She got dreadlocks. And I know y'all call them locks, but I'm calling them dreadlocks because what she doing is dreadful. And she taking up, she on the red pill side. But she got her lips pumped up. Now, the Caucasian lady, she looked like she got freckles. For one, she's really, really, really white. Like when I say really white, meaning no pigmentation, like almost reverse pigmentation. She really, really, what white people call pale. And then it looked like she got freckles in her face, but I can't really see her face up close. And she got red hair. And so y'all know the saying, redhead stepchild. And so she is not what a man would call a looker in the least. And forgive me for being very blunt, but I want y'all to understand is a lot of times these disgruntled people, it'd be these disgruntled people who was mistreated or overlooked who either become a panderer and then they want to call what I do pandering. What I'm not doing, I don't pander. I call it straight down the middle. I tell it like an IS is. If a woman in the wrong, I'm going to call out. If a man in the wrong, I'm going to call him out. Point blank pure odd. I don't pander. But they'll call what I do pandering. Realize I ain't got no reason to pander. I'm married. And I'm a public figure. I can't be out here cheating. I can't benefit from no pandering. And it's money. Man, listen. Become a relationship coach and see how much money it is. It ain't no generational wealth. Yeah, you can pay some bills. It ain't no generational wealth. Why you think Steve Harvey left it? People call Steve Harvey the biggest panderer ever. And yeah, he came into the industry probably with the wrong motives and then realized there wasn't no money in it. And that's why he bounced. That's why he got out of it. You got to be passionate about this. You got to be called to this to stay in this 10 toes down. You just ain't finna be in it just to be in it. And so now the black lady, she got locks, which that's an acquired taste for men. That is a very acquired taste. It's men who like women with locks, and it's women who look very beautiful with locks. But it is not common. It's not the most normal thing in the world, so it's an acquired taste. And then hers don't look real. They look like faux locks, but they could be real. But then she had them pumped up lips. She got the lip fillers. And it's a too much lip filler. And sometimes when you get that too much lip filler, you're no longer attractive to a man. And then she could have gone through some things. She could have been mistreated. She could have been dogged out. She could be just desperate for a man right now. So these women who are single women and then end up, or they get in a relationship, and they might be in a relationship or they could be married, and they pandering to their own husband because he paying the bills. And so they start to pander to men. They pander to men because they want a man bad. And so they try to tell a man what these women is doing, just like the men who pander. The men who pander to women, they fishing for booty. They fishing for some sex. If you find a woman that's sleeping with me, I'll give you $10 million. That ain't how I get down. I'm married. My wife beautiful. And I'm faithful to my wife. But not only am I faithful to my wife, I'm faithful to my calling. I'm faithful to God. So these men, when you look at them, a lot of times the same thing. Something went wrong in their past, and now they pandering to these women because they trying to get sex. And then these women, they pandering to these men because they want them a man. Or they want the man they got to keep paying their bills. Or they want them a man. So they want to tell a man, hey, listen, I'm going to be submissive. I'm going to be subservient. If you want me to, and then guess what? They going to get it now. They going to get it there. And I want you to think about this now. Because see, I think about this like a human. I don't look at this like man and woman. I look at this like a human. Okay, this what we want to do as a man. This what we want to do as a man. When you let a man be unhinged, we want to wham bam, thank you, ma'am. As a man, we don't want to do no foreplay. We want to go right in that thing, Sahara Desert, friction, dry, and wad out. Then when we do that, we want to get us I'm talking about if a man unhinged, he has no, he think he the boss, and what the woman is feeling, like this lady said, like the redhead lady said, what the woman is feeling is the only thing that matters. I mean, what the man is feeling is the only thing that matters, and what the woman feeling don't matter. You tired, but your man say we going out to eat, so you ain't got no choice because he your boss. Okay, okay. Let me tell you how a man gonna move when he not considerate of a woman. He gonna wear that thing out every single day. And not only he gonna want to put his thing in there, he gonna want to put him a 12-inch donkey thing off of Amazon, and he gonna want to jam that, and then he gonna for his pleasure. Then he gonna want to front. Then he gonna want the bike with his thing and that 12-incher off of Amazon. Then he gonna want on your mouth. Then he gonna want to everything in your face, releasing in your face. Then he gonna want to put you in the shower, and then he gonna want to pee on you. And then this what I'm telling you. This what men who unhinge. That's how that mind work. Why do you think pornography is a thing? Because of the disgusting mind of a man. And then when you wake up in the morning, before you even brush your teeth, he want that mouth on there. He want that mouth on there. And then after that mouth on there, he want to get him a little reset, pop him a pill or do something, drink him a Red Bull, pop him a pill like the man who passed away was on Red Bull and them pills. And then he want to put it in there. Front, then he might want the bite. Then he might want to, you see what I'm saying? And I'm being graphic for a reason. Because I want these idiot, reprobate mind women to understand what they finna have millions of women going through by giving a man a license to dominate and control a woman, by telling a woman her feelings, her thoughts, her body, her mind don't matter. Shut up. Shut up. If you want a man skeeting in your face all doggone day and putting it in your rectum, putting it in your vagina, sleeping with your daughter, sleeping with your sister, sleeping with your mama, have you in polygamy, dogging you out, beating on you when he mad. If that's what you want, then go out there and get it. Break your microphone in half, delete your YouTube, and shut up. And I guarantee you in less than 3 years, your life gonna be deleted. I'm gonna tell you right now, we do not have men. We have grown boys. I am a male and I know what a man look like. I am not meeting too many men. I'm not meeting too many men. That's why I'm standing on what I'm standing on. And that's what these men, they want to be all here. What they don't realize, what a man don't realize is I'll bust you in your mouth, boy. Boy, I will put you 6 feet under the ground. These men want to come on here and cap online. Oh, he pandering, he a simp. Say it to me in person. Say it to me in person. And you gonna need to pray that you make it out of there. This ain't what you think it is. I'm on God time. I'm on God business because I'm looking at what's real, what's really going on. The single men out here today, you can't find half of them that's a real man. A boy came to me, he a virgin. He probably 34 years old now. He say, Tony, I thought he went on tour with me. He went on tour with me. And he say, Tony, I thought that your goal is to give women hope. I say, no, that ain't my goal. My goal is to give women the truth. A man who just only want to paint this beautiful picture, that's a panderer. That's somebody pandering. I want women to understand the reality of what they possibly finna face when they get out here in the dating world. So that they got their eyes open and their legs closed. Because stuff ain't sweet. Stuff ain't sweet. You go out here with a deer in the headlight like that redhead lady online talking about. That woman is going to, when she get her a man, if the man ain't gay, because I don't think a straight man gonna want her. I think a gay man who want a cover up is gonna want her. And he might treat her like a queen because he getting the cucumber stuck up his booty every week by his man, by their pool boy. She think her man's straight. She's gonna have a man who is gay, who he can't come out to the world and his family and his culture, and so he gonna have her as a cover up. And I'm gonna tell you the other type of man she gonna get. She gonna get a man who finna come in, and because she done told men that they the king, that they the king of the castle, and that they the boss, he finna come in and take advantage of that. He finna come in and start managing her whole YouTube, managing her whole life, and the millions of dollars that she making, he finna take it all. And he finna spend it on a woman that he actually want. He finna spend it on a woman he actually want. He finna run a play with his scripper that he done plucked off the pole, and he finna say, I'm finna go finesse this redhead, and I'm finna siphon millions off of her over the next 3 years. I'm gonna siphon millions, and then I'm gonna break her heart, and I'm gonna tell her that I no longer want to be with her because she worship Andrew Tate and she worship Kevin Samuels. So I'm gonna tell her I no longer want to be with her, and she just gonna bawl her eyes out and just cry. But because she see me as the boss, and because she feel like she ain't got no voice, and because she feel like I get to run everything, she just gonna suck it up because she gonna think a woman, if a man is willing to be honest and straightforward with a woman, that a woman just got to suck it up and just take it. And so she ain't even gonna say like, wow, she ain't even gonna say, well, we need to go to counseling or we need to work out. She gonna just say, okay, well, I'm gonna free you, king. I'm gonna let you go because you're the man and I'm subservient to you. That's the message that she's sending. She finna get a scammer, or she finna get a man who looking for a cover up. And both of them gonna dog her out. Both of them gonna take all her money. Both of them gonna take all her money. And this is the thing when I try to tell these women. Y'all do not know what y'all doing. Stop speaking on the affairs of men. Encourage your sisters. Let me talk to these men. Let me talk to these men. And y'all shut up. Because I see women giving advice to other women about men, and it is the worst and the dumbest advice in the world. Because the only man you done ever sat around is a man who would treat it like a lame. I ain't trying to call the man a lame, because being introvert, being quiet, being smart, being studious should not be considered lame. That's what we call it in society, but I don't want to label them as that. The only type of men, you ain't been around no men who was ever really him. You ain't been around no man who was in a newspaper every single day for his athletics. You ain't been around no man who could sleep with multiple women in one day in a 24-hour period. You ain't talked to that kind of man. Because if you done talk to that kind of man, Like this one right here, ain't now man who done been through what I done been through and done did what I done did gonna come tell no woman to go into a relationship and tell this man he your king and he your boss and you gonna do whatever he say do. Absolutely not. Cause you finna get killed. You was fixing to get killed. You finna get Jeffrey Dahmer. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I'm finna start reporting y'all pages for errorism. Can't say all the words on here. Cause this is getting ridiculous. What in the world? Coming out here, man, listen, a man already know that he the king. Men already know they the boss. If the man with their thing tucked between their leg that's around here need somebody to put a battery in their back, need somebody to pump them up and tell them that they got some say so. I know who I am. I know what I tell my wife goes. I know that if I say, hey, this the play that we finna run, even if she don't like it, she gonna speak up and say she don't like it. But if I say this the play we finna run, she gonna say, all right, do what you wanna do. Go ahead. I already know that as a man. But see, a real man don't take advantage of that. A real man don't abuse power. A real man going to listen to this woman. Gonna hear what she have to say. Gonna hear and see, listen, I'm in a bind right now. I'm in a business bind right now. You know why? Because I ain't listening to what my wife had to say. I want to be hard headed. I want to be pig headed. I want to just, I'm the man. I know best. All that. Men think with one side of our brain. A woman think with both sides of her brain. So here this woman over here is telling women that they need to shut up and just fall in line and do what they man say do. But if a woman don't have no mouthpiece in her relationship, if she ain't got no brain in her relationship, a man gonna run you right into the ditch. Cause we human. And sometimes we led by greed. Sometimes we led by ego. And a man who don't respect his woman's voice, don't respect her mind, that man is for sure led by ego. And pride come before a fall. That man gonna lead that family into a ditch. And they gonna drown in a ditch. No lineage, no heritage, no generational wealth. A woman's voice in her relationship matter. A woman's mind in her relationship matter. Cause we a team. And then when if push come to shove, and everything on that man back, and he got to make a decision, she need to be able to say, listen, I don't agree with what you want to do, but as your wife, I'm going to support you and I'm going to trust you. But I want you to understand, I don't think it's going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. And a man who is sticking his thing in a woman and expecting her to give birth to his children will be a fool to not consider her thoughts, to not consider her feelings. That is a narcissist, since y'all love that word. So basically, what this woman is telling women to be, she telling women, go find you a narcissist. And she telling men, be a narcissist. And this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And the reason why I ain't saying the lady name, because as you scrolling, you might see her. And you're gonna see a pale white lady with red hair. She's young. She's a young girl. I mean, she's in her like 20s, look like. But I only say her name because everybody don't know her. And so, and then what was reckless is how I seen her is she did a video about Marjorie Harvey cheating on Steve, and they done come out a day later, 2 days later, and said those rumors is not true. Because one of my mentees sent it to me, and it was on a Facebook post. And I'm like, man, I think AI did that. Artificial intelligence. I think somebody generated that with artificial intelligence, and made that post, because when I Google Steve Harvey, that would be on every blog site in the world if they were going through a divorce because of her cheating. And it's like, if the woman is money hungry, like everybody think, then why in the world is she gonna cheat on a multimillionaire for a little bit of dang-a-lang? with the toys they got out there today. It's like she don't need to people don't even think about that. When a woman cheat, it ain't even for sex. A woman cheat for emotional connection because 70% of women don't even have a release from intercourse. Sex is not even that pleasurable for most women. So that's why women is so into toys, because they stimulating a spot, a location that a man's body part don't even touch, because it ain't meant to touch that part, because it's meant for reproduction. So therefore, if a woman get all her sensation from this one main area, then that ought to let you know that if a woman is enjoying intercourse with a man, it's mental. It ain't just physical, it's mental. The largest sexual organ is the mind. So it don't even make sense for a woman to just cheat on her man for sex. She cheating on her man for a connection. Cause her man is distant. Her man is abusive. Her man is controlling. Her man is a dog. Her man disrespectful. So she want somebody that's gonna hear her thoughts. This very woman that's telling a woman that her thoughts don't matter because the man is her boss, and she ought to do what she don't realize, and she always talking about her daddy. What she don't realize, her daddy is a narcissist. Her daddy and her brothers. Her daddy and her brothers narcissists, and she don't even realize it because her daddy got her brain warped. Because ain't no man in the world who truly love his daughter gonna let her go into this world knowing men and let her go into the world with the mindset that a man is your boss. That girl don't even realize her daddy hate her. Her daddy don't love her. Her daddy want her to be out here with that talking that nonsense so she could buy him a Ferrari and pay his bills. Ain't a man in the world gonna send his daughter into the world and say a man is your boss. And if you are tired and sleepy and he say get up, get dressed, we're going out to dinner, you need to get up and get dressed and go out to dinner and to Satan house with your headache and your stomach ache. Forget your headache and your stomach ache. Get up and do what your boss said do. Ain't a father who love his daughter in this world going to tell his daughter that. And that's what this woman on here talking about. And she always talking about her daddy. What she don't realize is it's a lot of men who will manipulate their daughter to make the daughter hate their mama, to make the daughter despise their mama, because that man is such a narcissist that he wants adulation and praise and love and affection and attention from every single person in his life. And if he cannot get that from you, and if he cannot control you, then he will destroy you. He will destroy you physically, emotionally, spiritually, or socially, or familiarly. He will destroy you. He will make your own daughter spit in your face because you're not bowing down and worshiping him. And this woman don't even realize what she talking about. And listen, I'm a man. And it's certain situations where I feel bad for a man. It's certain situations where I feel like, man, he didn't deserve that, man. He ain't deserve it. But in that situation, I want that woman to pay her price. I want her to get what she bargained for. I want her to get what she asked for. If she don't manage her pain the right way and she go out and she want to hurt other people, it's going to come around. I already know it's going to come back around. But listen, as men, we don't need no favors. Because you know what? It's too many men out here taking women's innocence. It's too many men out here touching little girls. It's too many men out here stripping the innocence of little girls. It's men out here grabbing little girls and young women and throwing them in vans and taking them to abandoned houses and drugging them up and bringing men over and charging those men to go in there and do only God knows what. Men do not need favors. Men do not need women to protect us. Men do not need no woman to be online rapping and capping and gapping for us. Men do not need that. What men need is for women to fall on their knees, not to put something in their mouth, but to cry out to God and say, God, convict these men. Challenge these men. Give these men the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, the strength, the power, the poise, and the self-control and discipline to lead a family. Lord, come and get your men. That's what we need. When I look around out here, I see men addicted to pornography, addicted to marijuana, addicted to alcohol, addicted to gambling, addicted to the strip club, addicted to themselves, addicted to guys' night, addicted to their boyfriend, addicted to their homeboy, addicted to rap music. Men is making decisions based on what a fatherless man on social media is showing them and telling them. Men is sitting down and crossing their legs, sitting on a cucumber and power driving a cucumber up they behind while they got a fanny pack on and got their legs crossed and worshiping a rapper and worshiping an athlete, painting their nails, putting on fanny packs, got their stomach out, got their back out, wearing 3-inch seam shorts, 5-inch seam shorts with a 70-inch leg, and then walk around talking about women ain't nothing. Women this, women that, women that. Listen, we don't need no women on here trying to protect us, trying to look out for us, we need to be out here holding each other accountable. Saying, man, find you a woman. Love that woman. Marry that woman. Be faithful to that woman. And be an example for your children. Stop all that gambling. Delete that DraftKings. Delete that FanDuel. Stop going to the casino, spending all that money. Stop buying all that designer. Stop smoking all that weed. Stop drinking all that alcohol. Stop watching all that porn. You dang-a-lane raw. Shut your behind up. Sit your behind down. Open your Bible. Talk to God. Get your life together. That's what we need to be hearing. We need to be hearing no women out here. Women need to stop doing it. Women need to. Because men is the king and men is the God. And men is the boss. These women get beat on. These women getting cheated on. These women getting sold into slavery. These women are sex slaves out here. Women out here crying themselves to sleep because they can't find a decent man. Every man they meet is trying to get money off of them or trying to put them on their back on the first night. We got millions of single women can't even meet a man who got sense. And then we got single men around here booty munching and then and want to sit there with their leg crossed. Well, see, well, the thing about being a high value man is, women, they don't bring enough to the table. You come to the table and all you want to come to the table with is, the fact that you can have children. But you already have a child, so you're a single mom, so you shouldn't have any standards and you shouldn't love yourself and you need to be willing to have sex before marriage because you've already done it. And you're coming to the table when you got nothing to offer. And, I could pay someone to cook and I could pay someone to clean and I can actually pay for sex too. I already got a sex doll and I'm already at the strip club. And that's what these single men on today. That's what these single men on today. Trying to put a price on a woman's head. Trying to minimize God's creation. Yeah, women ain't perfect. But if you a man, your woman gonna submit to you. If you a leader, your woman gonna submit. Your woman gonna say, you is him. And I respect what you got going on. And I'm gonna let you do what you got to do to take care of your family. And what you need from me, just let me know what you need from me and I got you. When you is a man. When you round here with your dang-a-lane tucked in your booty with a podcast microphone in your face, sitting there with your baby hairs laid down and your dreadlocks and or your earrings dangling, you sitting up there keep grabbing that leg, crossing your leg. Let me tell you something. I have not sat with my legs crossed a single time in my life. These same men that come talking about, oh, Tony Gaskins slept with over 100 women, over this amount of women. I ain't never sat with my legs crossed. I ain't never put no fanny pack on. Had a punk in the comments the other day talking about, oh, I'm pretty sure Tony done had to defend his sexuality his whole life. Boy, just because I got hazel eyes don't mean somebody done thought I was gay. I ain't never been around no man and he felt like I was gay. Y'all boys sitting out here single as a dollar bill making excuses for yourself with all these women here out here walking around. And then if you meet a woman, let me tell you something. As a man, if you meet a woman, it's women I done met that done been strippers, that done been porn stars, that done been escorts, and even those women is waiting to serve a man. They waiting to submit to a man. Now, and they done been through everything. Now, what you think a woman out here who is classy and respectable, how you think she want to bond and build with her man? You think she want to grandstand her man, disrespect her man, dog her man out? No, she want her man to be a man. But what she want her man to understand is that that manhood is not dictatorship. That manhood is not domination. That being a man, you got to be able to balance the lion and the lamb. You got to know when to be what. You can't be a lion roaring all day, every day. Roaring at your wife, roaring at your kids. You got to know when to be gentle. You got to know when to be passionate and compassionate. You got to know when to be understanding, when to be forgiving. You got to know how to be a man. And listen, if I went in there right now, see, my wife know I'm not stupid. So she know I'm not going to go in there and say, baby, hey, I want us to pack up and move. Like me as a man, when everything was high, my house, the price of my house almost doubled. The worth of my house almost doubled. So yeah, I was like, man, I could sell. And then we could take a piece of that. If I sell and I make 600,000 on the sale, I could take 100K and rent. Wait till the market crash. Wait the things reset. And then buy. Put that other 500K down as a down payment in a reset market. That crossed my mind. I don't know if it'll work. But guess what? Throwed it out there to my wife. She said, yeah, you could sell, but then you're not gonna be able to buy nothing. Because everything is the price went up. So and you don't know for sure that it's gonna ever go back down to the price that it was. And then also we comfortable. Like we don't need a bigger house. We don't need that $500,000. Like we don't need nothing. Like we got what we need. Like I'm just thinking about doing this out of greed. I'm just thinking about doing this for $500,000 cushion. That's all I'm thinking about. But I'm like, I'm a go getter. I grind. I got businesses. Like I don't need to do that. And then she told my 9-year-old, you know, what do you think about us moving? What do you think about us getting a different house? He said, no, I don't want to go anywhere. I love my house. So as a man, now I have to put my family before my greed. Now I have to put my family before just me wanting to make money. So yeah, I could make some money, but it's something about stability that means more than a bigger house. Like, oh, we could get a bigger house. No, I'm fine where we are. I'm comfortable. My children want stability. Like, I look at them like, man, for the amount of money I paid for this house in a down market 8 years ago, that same amount of money, I could get a house twice this size in Texas or somewhere, some parts of Georgia. Man, let me move. Man, let's move. Our sons could, we'll have a bigger house. We'll have more quality of living. You have more, your money stretch. No, I want to stay here because my friends. And we got the level of soccer that we want to play on. That other city ain't got the level of soccer that I play on. So as a man, I had to realize, okay, it's more to life than just money, than just gain, than just bigger, better, more. That stability, consistency mean a lot to your family. So it's men that just pick their family up, move their family, moving, because he chasing a check, and not thinking about the emotional toll on his wife, the emotional toll on his children. But he just being selfish. And this what the redhead lady is telling a man to do. Be selfish. Don't consider your woman. Whatever you want to do it. I done found myself in so many binds, so many tough times when I was selfish. When I just wanted to do something because I wanted to do it. And then the tide turned. The tide changed. And then I'm caught. And my wife, all she could, I told you so. I remember one time I said, man, I'm gonna get me another apartment. I'm gonna get my apartment so I could go there and write. My wife, she said, you're not gonna go there and write. You're not that type of person. Like, you like to sleep in. You're not the type of person that's gonna get up, drive 30 minutes to downtown and go in there and write. I got the apartment. Boom. Apartment, $3,100 a month. It's up on the 8th floor. It's looking out over the water. Balcony looking out over the water. Beautiful. Guess what? January, February, March, April. I ain't went to that apartment and wrote now time. But I done spent $3,000 a month. I done spent $12,000 or $15,000. I realized, am I going to spend $36,000 knowing that I cannot and will not and have not made time to go sit down and write? Or am I going to admit that my wife was right and pay the money to break the lease? I think I had to pay $5,400 or $5,800 to break the lease. I look back over that and I had wasted $20,000 because of me not listening to my wife. I did the same thing with a high-rise office downtown. $3,000 a month. Signed up for a year. And my wife said, you don't need that. You work from home. Like, you don't need that. You trying to look big. You want to look big. You want to feel big because you watching Gary Vaynerchuk. You watching Grant Cardone. You trying to, but your business model is different. Guess what? I had that office about 6 months. $18,000 in. I had went to that office like 5 times. I had not had a single meeting in that office. Then I found an office around the corner from my house. Way bigger. Fraction of the cost. And I have all kind of meetings up there. It's right around my house. It's so conducive. It's so easy because that's more my personality to just drive 10 minutes and go in that office and I can sit there 10 hours and work and grind. So when I do just what I want to do and I silence my wife and I shut my wife up, I always look back later and say, man, she had a point because she's standing on the outside looking in. She got a different brain. She think differently. That's the purpose of marriage. Not to just be a monolith, not to just be one brain. The purpose of marriage is to put two heads together because we stronger together. But if the man come in and just think he the domination and he get to do whatever he want to do and the woman ain't got no say so, you finna end up in a ditch because you're dumb. You're dumb. You ain't got. That's why people got a board. That's why people got a team. That's why people got a staff. Everybody talking about get a team, get a community, but then want to get in a marriage and tell the woman to shut up. That's stupid. And just like this woman who she a boss and she doing all this YouTube, she all that, and then watch when she get in that relationship. after feeling like a boss, and then when she done, all her whole message is telling a man that he can control her and tell her what to do and do whatever he want to do. Watch how that turn on him. Watch how that turn on him. Hey, this Tony guy. Y'all better wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. Folgers, send me a check. God bless you.